Roots and radical expressions. We'll get straight into the examples. Find all real roots. Keywords in the first two examples are all and each. All just means that you could have plus and minus if it applies. Each means you're looking for one answer. It's basically looking for what the calculator would give you. So if you typed in the square root of 4 in your calculator, what is it?
Plus
2.
minus.
No, it just gives you 2. But if you were solving an equation that involved taking the square root of 4, then it would be plus minus. So if it asks for each, it just wants what the calculator would give you. So in the first example, find all real root, all cube roots of 0.008. If you can't look at that and tell that the cube root of 0.008 is 0.2, then you can use your calculator. But if you had the number 8, you know the cube root of the number 8 is 2, right? Because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Same thing with 0.008. But let me show you real quick how to type it in the calculator. So get out your calculator. If I want to do cube root, I would hit math. 4 is cube root. And what was the decimal? 0.008?
Yep.
0.008 should give me 0.2. Well, I don't know why it did that. Enter. There you go. Okay?
Yay.
Go up here. Back down. Okay. Next, negative 1,000. You should know that without typing in. Is negative 10, because negative 10 times negative 10 times negative 10 is negative 1,000. Same thing with 1 over 27. The cube root of 1 is 1. Cube root of 27 is 3. Okay? Fourth roots. Fourth root of 1 is 1, because 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. Fourth root of negative 0.0001 is none. You cannot take even roots of negative numbers and get a real root. I could get an imaginary root, just like the square root of negative 4 is 2i, but that's an imaginary root. Okay? So anytime you're looking for an even root of a negative number, it's not possible. You can take odd roots of negative numbers. We just did it over here. Just can't take even roots of negative numbers and get a real solution.
Have you found fourth roots on the calculator?
I'll show you that on this one. Okay, fourth root of 16 is 2. Fourth root of 81, but it said find all. Whenever you're doing even roots, it's going to be plus minus. Actually, up here, we should add plus minus as well. Okay, so add a plus minus to that first one, and then I'll show you how.
What about on the cube roots? You don't have plus minus on any?
That's only even roots. Because here, negative 1,000, negative 10 times negative 10 times negative 10 is negative 1,000. But it can't be positive 10, because 10 times 10 times 10 would be positive 1,000. Okay? But when you raise a negative number to an even power, you get a positive answer. All right, now let me show you on your calculator how to do fourth root. We'll do the fourth root of 16 over 81. I had it up here a second ago. There it is. But to get that fourth root button, you hit math. Or actually, no, sorry. Before you hit math, let me clear this out. Should clear the whole screen if you get clear.
It is.
Okay, hit the number 4, since we want to take the fourth root. Hit math, and the number 5. And that's what you should get. And it should be, what is it, 16 over what?
81.
So hit open parentheses, 16 divided by 81, close parenthesis, enter. It should give you a decimal. If we're going to change that decimal to a fraction, I hit math, enter, enter.
Why do you have to put in parentheses?
The old calculator should have opened a parenthesis for you, but it keeps everything in the radical. So if you don't open the parenthesis, I think it'll just take the fourth root of 16 and then divide that result by 81. Okay. Now with this calculator, I might have been able to just leave the parentheses out. All right. Everybody good with that? Okay, next example is the word each. So you only want one answer. You want the answer the calculator will give you. Find each real number root. The cube root of -8 is -2, because -2 times -2 times -2 is -8. The square root of -100, there is no real number root. Okay?
Because it's even.
Because it's the even root of a negative number. Now, if that word real was not up there, what would be your answer?
10i.
10i. Okay. Plus minus 10i. Because it's even. Alright. Question. And last example, taking square roots. We know how to take the square root of numbers. We know the square root of 4 is 2. But how do you take the square root or any root of a variable? What do you do to the exponent?
Subtract.
No. What's it look like? See if you see a pattern of
Divide
it.
by 2.
Yes. In the first one, since it's square root, you divide the exponent by 2. That's all you have to do. Here, since it's cube root, what do you do to the exponent?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3. Here, fourth root, divide by 4. And that's how we get our 3 answers.
What's the y exponent in the parentheses?
3.
Or in the radical?
3. I think, or 2.
Where? Oh, that should be
2.
x to the 4th, y to the 8th.
8.
Yeah. And then 8 divided by 4 is 2. Questions on those 3? Okay. Can I turn the page yet? All right, try these 4 problems.